Washington, not just the Duke of Bavaria, decried them in a whole bunch of letters that we've shown here on air. They're at the Library of Congress. He was one of the top Masons in the U.S., and he said they're using the Masonic halls to take over. These people want total overthrow of order and themselves as gods. They must be stopped. And I say that because I'm sick of people telling me George Washington was part of the Illuminati. Thomas Jefferson was. Benjamin Franklin was when he went to France, because they believed it was a society of liberty. Once they found out it wasn't, they turned against it. Now, that's what the real history shows, even though it's not popularized or put out there. So I just want to point that out. I'm not saying they were perfect either. But George Washington actually, after he was president, wrote a bunch of letters and spoke out against them.
Yeah, and you can read those right on the Library of Congress in the George Washington archives in his 1790s letters, well after the Illuminati was supposedly stamped out. He did write that they were infiltrating lodges in America. And he makes it clear that he didn't think that all the lodges were a part of it, but they were using the lodges to spread their information. It's a perfect cover. And the man who took over the Illuminati after Adam Weishaupt, a man named J.J.C. Bode, who was a publisher, again, a propagandist, he was basically the second in command and then rose to the top ranks after Weishaupt fled Bavaria once he was discovered. In his own journal, he wrote that he traveled to France shortly before the French Revolution and met with his Masonic brothers and introduced the Illuminati to them and changed it to the name of the Philadelphs. So it doesn't matter what name it is. When people say, well, is it really the Illuminati? What's it called? Is it the Brotherhood, the mystery schools? It doesn't really matter what they're called. It's sort of like the Italian mafia. Didn't really have a name, doesn't really have a name. La Cosa Nostra, this thing of ours. They don't need to call up each other and say, hey, we have an Illuminati meeting. They know, hey, we have to do our thing, our goal. It's really an agenda more than a conspiracy. But if you really take the time, as I've done to, and if you've done, some others have, to separate the facts from the fiction, to clear up this terribly muddied water now with everybody thinking everything's connected to the Illuminati, you can really get down to the core documentation to verify it.
Sure, let's break some of that down, because then in 1832, you have this trust set up out of Germany and England to set up Skull and Bones to take over the dominant college at the time. Then it is declassified, sets up the CIA in 47 out of its members, and gets the National Security Act passed. So you have the Illuminati creating secret shadow government in 1947, peopled by Skull and Bones and British intelligence.
And again, we're not just saying that Skull and Bones was created by the Illuminati. I mean, we can get down to the specific details, to the evidence verifying this.
Your book covers it, yeah.
William Huntington Russell traveled to Germany, the hotbed of the Illuminati activity, just before returning in 1832 and starting Skull and Bones. Some people might say that that's conjecture, but there was actually a break-in into the Skull and Bones headquarters, to their clubhouse called the Tomb, in 1876 by some fellow students who literally used a crowbar and a file to break into the place in the middle of the night. Obviously, this is before security systems and alarms, and wrote a newsletter and printed it up and spread it around campus about what it was that they found inside. And I'm certainly not advocating burglary. This is what happened.
And we're going to talk about what was inside, but just to expand on that, Charlotte Iserbyt's father was Skull and Bones, and she was able to confirm, she's the one that gave Anthony Sutton all his documents, that what they said basically in that break-in was accurate.
Yes, and what they did, they said that they found a plaque on the wall that was from their German brothers. One of the interesting things, there was a series of human skulls, a picture of human skulls, and then in German, it was written, translated into English, which one is the wise man, which one is the beggar, which one is the king, and which one is the fool, okay? And then this is an allegory that they teach to their members to illustrate their belief in no afterlife. And what's interesting is this is the same allegory, the same sort of riddle that was told to original Illuminati members back in Germany, back in the 1700s.
Well, they admit it is Club 32, 322 on the door, for the year that they founded it, but also the Masonic 32. It's just in everybody's face. And then Helmut Schmidt, as I mentioned, wrote a book, Men in Power, as a Political Retrospective, where he says, oh, I love your Skull and Bones, I love your Bohemian Grove, but we have our own groves, but I go to theirs and we do the rituals. And I love our Germanic rituals. So, I mean, this is just all over the place. They're admitting this.
And of course, Skull and Bones, one of the more well-known secret societies. People somewhat familiar with the symbolism, but now just think that it's a fraternity just for college kids. Skull and Bones, certainly not a fraternity. Fraternities, as you know, are just party houses, brotherhoods. There's no alcohol allowed, you know this, in the Skull and Bones tomb. So what kind of a fraternity doesn't allow alcohol in their club? This is not a fraternity. This is a postgraduate organization, a stepping stone.
This is you're going to die, and the only way for you to live on is to take over the planet through your children. Prepare for it. It's why this is a tomb. You're joining the order of death.
They have Sunday sessions and Thursday sessions, so they meet twice a week. Again, no alcohol is served. They have a big five-star chef come in and serve them lobster and steak.
And then
they have
presidents and people come and visit them.
Yes, they have elders come in and give speeches to prepare these individuals for their potential path to an inside establishment role in life.
Stay right there, Mark Dice. Yeah, this is a lot more interesting than deflated footballs.
This hour brought to you by InfidelBodyArmor.com. When it hits the fan, don't be left without the body armor that will save your life. With prices starting at just $374.99 and ships free. Get yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Just won't quit.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Interested in free Bitcoins? Stay tuned for more information. Are you worried about Big Brother watching your bank account? Frustrated with annoying fees? Concerned about unauthorized access to your account? What if there was a way to be your own bank? Bitcoin gives you a way to take back control of your money. The citizens of 2 large countries have already turned to Bitcoin when their economies collapsed. Unlike US dollars, there is a limited number of Bitcoins. The government cannot simply decide to print more. 8 million people are already using Bitcoin anonymously, with 90,000 retailers accepting them. Investors have put $4 billion into Bitcoin, with millions more being invested daily. BitRush.com is based in Texas and provides the most profitable way to own Bitcoins. To receive your own free Bitcoins, you can visit us at www.bitrush.com. That's BITRUSH.com. Or call us at 1-800-200-8202. Again, that's bitrush.com or 1-800-200-8202 for free Bitcoins.
Did you know by age 50, half of all men have an enlarged prostate? This means more urges to urinate, longer bathroom trips, waking at night to urinate, or issues with sex. If this sounds familiar, call us now, because we're shipping free bottles of Super Beta Prostate to listeners of this station. Super Beta Prostate is a non-prescription formula guaranteed to reduce the symptoms of your enlarged prostate. It's yours free. Pay only shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-852-1820. In clinical trials, the ingredient in Super Beta Prostate was shown to reduce urges to urinate, improve bladder emptying, reduce waking at night to urinate, and improve quality of life. This Super Beta Prostate free offer is for listeners of this station, but it won't last. Don't wait. Just call 1-800-852-1820. That's 1-800-852-1820. Call 1-800-852-1820.
Way up north to Alaska. Way up north to Alaska.
Well, Stanley Kubrick was a fan of his music. I've been a big fan of his music since I was in high school. Al Jorgensen of Ministry, who helped expose 9/11 as an inside job and other big moves, has been on the show before. I know he tunes into the broadcast. He says, I said, how long are you going to be on the show? He was in there on Skype. They were talking to him. And he said, until Alex surrenders. I mean, he's a feisty fellow, so we should see. He'll probably attack me when he first comes on. I've hung out with some record executives, some of the biggest in the country, when I was hanging out with some other folks, and they tell me nobody's as wild as Al. Nobody. And I was told that by one of probably the biggest record executive in the country. Household name for folks that know about that stuff. I'm not going to tell any of those stories. But the point is, the wild man, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, is going to be joining us coming up. Now, going back to Mark Dice, so I'm going to invite back to an hour-long commercial-free. I'll have commercials at the start and front, but uninterrupted is the proper term, I guess, to use media parlance to the precise degree. Uninterrupted hour-long special with myself. In the next month, we can tape it and air it on the Nightly News. Talk about Inside the Illuminati, because I want to go through the entire history of it with him. We've just scratched the surface here. The last 4 minutes we have left here, other points you want to add about Inside the Illuminati that I think is the best book condensing everything that's known about it. You have really put together a real tour de force here.
You know, Richard Nixon wrote in his book, in his memoirs, that, quote, if I were to give a speech that would give me the most, or if I were to choose a speech that would give me the most pleasure and satisfaction in my political career, it would be my lakeside speech at the Bohemian Grove in 1967. Because this speech traditionally was off the record, it received no publicity at the time, but in many important ways, it marked the first milestone on my road to the presidency. There is Richard Nixon in his own book, in his memoirs, admitting that the road to the presidency was kicked off in the Bohemian Grove. And of course,
he also called it the most GD faggy thing he'd ever seen. We have the tape of that, but I'm not going to play it.
Yes. Now, there's a photograph of him, of course, in the Berkeley University archives showing him sitting down with Ronald Reagan inside the Grove, where they were discussing who was going to run for president and when, planning their future political careers. And we have a long list of people from George Washington to Richard Nixon to Henry Kissinger to Winston Churchill, the Rothschilds, the former mayor of New York, John Hyland.
British royalty. Back when the Cold War was supposedly going on in the 50s, they would have the foreign minister of Russia there.
All either also publicly talking about either the Illuminati or referencing them. I mean, as you know, you played the clip, Dick Cheney joking about not mentioning that he was a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. Hillary Clinton saying that she goes there to get them to get orders to be told what to do. We have a long list of people that have hinted at or openly admitted that there is an establishment inside.
But we shouldn't be concerned with that. We should worry about deflated footballs and little distractions. And the issue is, these aren't loving altruists that want to help us and secretly, like Batman. Or these aren't the billionaire philanthropist that wants to help you. No, they want to kill you and merge with machines. They believe it's their only chance of living forever. And creating this AI nightmare. And again, I'm not against technology. I'm against these people. Like, I'd love a ring of power, if you want to use that fable, that could help people. No, this was made by Sauron. It ain't going to be nice.
Yeah, I mean, transhumanism is really one of their ultimate goals, to evolve into gods, as you know, which goes perfectly in line with the Luciferian philosophy, with this satanic secret, the royal secret, as they call it, that one day will be announced, and we can see it being prepped with the celebrities to prepare the public to worship their Illuminati masters as holding the key to the secret to success. And that's ultimately, they'll offer mankind the supposed ability to become immortal gods.
And that's what we'll cover in the hour-long special coming up, is we'll recap this and then spend most of it on the celebrities and how that's the image. You sell out to the devil, you sell out to the Illuminati, you get all the power. The truth is, these people just want to enslave everybody.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Alex Jones here. For the last 2 years, I've been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to design a nutraceutical formulation that has truly life-changing health benefits. So many other formulations out there contain toxic ingredients, synthetic additives, and even GMOs. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsLife.com.